What is going on, explorers? We are back with another episode. We have a special guest in the building, but before we get into it, let's go ahead and play the intro music.
Perhaps your skills do extend a bit farther than basketball.
As I was saying, we have a special guest in the building on the Chez Dante podcast for the first time.
Goddess body Virgo, highly melanated and moisturized. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. So how have you been? This is probably the earliest podcast I've done so far. So
Me too.
You have the record.
Me
so
too.
How have you been? How are you doing this morning?
It's been a wild ride. Mm-hmm. It's been a wild ride. This morning I wasn't even at home. Mm-hmm. I was at a friend's house, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going out for one of them late night creeps, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's good. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Like, I went through a bout of depression over the summer. That's why you didn't hear like a lot of stuff coming from me and why I wasn't as on social media as I was.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as artists, we have to dive into these places to write the songs that we do. And sometimes we get stuck in those places.
100%.
And we have to learn to bring ourselves out. So I kind of got stuck in this rut. I was going through a breakup. And I was just like, whew. And then just one day I just woke up and it was like, all right, Jemma, something gotta give.
Yeah.
Either you gonna give or what you going through gonna give.
100%.
Your mama didn't raise no bitch, so we not gonna give.
Mama ain't raised no bitch.
Hey, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me a little bit about this. Before we started recording, you were talking about this wild ride of like how, you started this journey. You didn't expect to be doing all this and now you're here. Like, tell me a little bit about that.
It's wild because like music has always been in my life. Like the universe has violently and brutally thrown music in my face trying to get me to do it for the last 34 years, like since the day I came out of the womb.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to catch me, like I'm a 90s kid, my mom used to catch me at 2 years old clicking channels trying to find music at like 3 a.m. She'd come out and watch a Yo MTV Raps. I have no idea what it is, but I know that I like it, you know? And then to come up this way, it's just been a wild ride because I started my music journey in Ottawa. That's where I was living at first. Okay. And I met Wes Gray.
Yeah.
The real one, not the fake one.
Shout out the real Wes Gray.
And it was this crazy series of fortunate events that
the best kind
brought Wes into my alignment. And like I had found a family member, and that family member ended up having family up here, and that family ended up knowing Wes.
Wow.
And then we were introduced. And fun fact, me and Wes were friends for 5 years and actually had never met in person.
Wow.
And like I was getting into it and I was getting ready to like come up here, and then quarantine hit. So then me and Wes just started chilling.
Yeah.
Just virtually, like, you know, we're smoking. Ain't nothing to do. Literally, the government says stay inside. I'm gonna give you money. I am not gonna fight nobody on that. You're gonna pay me to smoke weed and play video games?
Can't complain.
I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah.
And so it's just like one of those things. And then we started talking about music, and then I started to realize all of the music that I do really, really like I fucks with like some Ottawa artists.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do find in like huge city scenes, a lot of music starts to sound the same.
Yes.
Like nobody's got a message. Like I understand like you're going through the struggle and this is your way, but like why does it sound like the guy's song that just came out?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. Like give me like the authentic you. Give me that nasty gritty stuff.
Exactly.
And so like just with me and Wes hanging out and talking, and some events had happened, and I looked at him one day, I said, I'm going to do this music shit. And he was like, for real? Like, he was excited. And like, that for me kind of was one of the reactions that solidified it for me. And I was like, I'm going to do this seriously. And I took all that quarantine money and I built a studio at my house.
Nice.
And I was like, we're going to do this. And I remember the first time I started, I was on my Beyonce shit because I'm a Virgo. So
we could get into that too.
You know, I was trying to do so much all at once. I was trying to I was trying to learn how to structure raps because I'm a singer originally.
Okay.
So I'm learning how to try to structure raps. I'm learning how to try to play beats. And at one point during quarantine, I had been in my room for 3 days and hadn't come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took like my roommate to knock on the door and ask if I was okay.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." I was like, "What's up?" They came in my room and they were just like, "You know, it's like Thursday, right?" And I was like, "Is it?"
Yeah.
I straight thought it was like maybe Tuesday morning.
And you were just grinding.
Grinding. Because I fell in love with it. And it was like the moment I decided to do it,
Yeah.
it was like the universe and everything that has created me, whatever you believe in, rejoiced. Like that's why it rained.
Yeah.
Because there was so much dancing going on because I finally realized
Yeah.
and finally been like, I'm done being scared.
Yeah.
And so hopping on this train with Wes, it literally, I was like, I'm gonna do this music shit.
Yeah.
And the universe literally, you know, not to get biblical, but literally parted the Red Sea
Yeah.
for my way to Hamilton.
Nice.
Literally made sure I had everything I needed.
And I'm assuming during that time, when you're making that move, like you said, like the universe parted the Red Sea for you. So I'm assuming like it was almost like the path of like least resistance. Like everything
Yes.
just started to like just
The-
click. And
the
it's like,
way it went-
why is this so easy? Like the lights aren't even turning red. Like
Yes. Yes. Like I was on the highway. I was like, you know, I came
Yeah.
up here riding dirty them up, no insurance.
Yeah.
You know, I had an oil change. I was like, my car definitely finna break down.
yeah, my car needs an oil change too.
But
I'm putting it. I'm putting it on the universe. I will get my car's oil changed. I have to do this to myself, or I won't do it. But my
Hey,
car's getting an oil change.
You
I
gotta
know.
say it. You know?
I understand.
I write
that.
it down. I write it down.
Do you
Everything.
journal? Do you
The
journal
moment,
a lot?
well, I journal or I have notes in my phone. Like I had to get an SD card because
Yeah.
my phone is full of notes and photos and
Yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Because like if like say we're working on a song and I have that riff for that melody,
Yeah.
I'm also a stoner. I understand. I'll
yeah.
forget. I
Yes.
might forget. It might
Yes.
leave me. It might be a fleeting moment.
Yes.
So I like to record it or write it down.
Yeah.
You know, because like some of my best thoughts come to me when I'm driving. Some of my best bars come when I'm driving.
Some of the best ideas that come, I often find when you're not thinking of coming up with an idea, but you're almost in that like, you're in like this state, like it's almost like a flow state, right?
Yes.
So it's like you could be driving, but you're so focused on driving that you're not really thinking of any ideas coming. And then that's when the ideas come. Or for instance, like they say like the shower thoughts. Like you don't have to really think about showering, but as soon as you get into that flow state, then the ideas start coming, right?
It's an actual scientific thing. Like it's like when you try to think about something and you can't.
Yes.
It's because you're literally blocking the neural pathways that is literally bringing the thought to you.
Yeah.
But because you're thinking about that thought right then and there.
Yeah.
So like everybody knows like the brain looks like a giant fucking spider web.
Yes.
And it's all these neural pathways. So like, and then it's got these little knobs where the
Yes.
neural pathways, like it's a 4-way intersection.
Yes.
So it's almost like the best way that I can explain it that I understood is it was like you come to that 4-way intersection and because you're thinking of the thought, it's like a traffic guard who's told everyone to stop.
Yeah.
And then when you start doing something, then you'll be like, it could even be 2 or 3 days later. You're like,
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah, yeah.
That's why, because you've let go of how it comes to you. You've let go of the attachment of how it comes to you.
Do you have any practices that you do to help you let go of that like sort of attachment to allow these things to just come, or do you just like go about your day and just like whatever comes will come?
A little bit of both. I try to find the balance between both. Like in my mornings, my mornings are very important. I did a reel about it, but mornings are very important.
Shout out your IG.
You know what I'm saying? godessbodyvirgo88 gang. Check them reels out. We
There we
putting
go.
on for the city.
There
Let's
you
go.
So your mornings, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no, my morning routine is solid, and I've come to find that if I don't do it, I'm a cranky bitch. Like I'm not a nice person.
Got you.
So what I do is I set my life up to make sure that I'm fully prepared in the morning to do so.
Yeah.
So like Kevin Gates,
Okay.
one of my biggest mentors, number one music mentor, fan.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I was watching a radio interview, and he was like, your morning routine. He said, I set myself up the night before.
Yep.
That way when I get up, because not a lot of people realize the first 20 minutes you're awake, your brain is on autopilot. So that's why when you wake up in the morning and you don't set your stuff out first,
Yeah.
that's why you get frustrated. Because now you're looking for something, and now you're mad at yourself because you know you should have put it out the night before.
Yeah.
So what I do is I'll sit there, and 30 minutes before I go to bed, I have my bath.
Yep.
I relax, and then I think about my day. What do I need to do tomorrow? What do I feel like wearing? You know what I'm saying?
You have everything lined out.
Everything is quiet in the house, and I'm literally just stuck with my thoughts.
Yeah.
What needs to be done? What do we need to do? Okay, boom, boom, boom. This needs to be done. I need to set up my clothes, put the coffee in the coffee maker, fill it up with water. That way when I get up in the morning, it is nothing but ease. I'm all about a morning of flow and ease because I know my day may not go that way.
Yeah.
So I have to start my morning off. First hour in the morning, Monday to Friday, don't even touch my phone other than to maybe grab a meditation.
Yeah.
But I journal in the morning. I have a gratitude journal.
Nice.
I write 5 things that I'm grateful for today.
Nice.
3 things I was grateful for yesterday.
Yeah.
And 2 intentions that I have set for today.
Wow.
So it sets me. It sets the tone for my day. And even if I get upset or anything, it's created a space for me where I can be like, Jemma, were you really upset, or was it just a fleeting moment where it really irritated you because you're a Virgo and you understand that one of your traits is you're a control freak. I love to be in control.
Yeah.
And when I can't, one of the biggest things on my spiritual journey is letting go.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened coming through out of this depression is I've let go. I've come to the point where it will or it won't.
Yep.
I'm understanding that the universe has already set out a path for me.
Yep.
And now that I am flowing with it, my life is so easy. Like I wake up at the ripe age of 34. This is the least stressed out I've been my entire life.
Nice.
Like I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a lot of money. You know, I still do live check to check, but I'm happy.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm happy. Like I needed that summer to make room. During the breakup, 3 days straight, I laid on the couch and cried.
Yep.
Like that's it. Like it hurts. And that's also, but I needed to go through that to get to the point where I can even start this album that I want to work on. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I'm very adamant on, and what I love the most about Day One is we're very adamant on being transparent.
Yeah.
And letting the kids know that you are not alone.
Yeah.
I know that society, Instagram tells you all of this, but I'm a real life person.
Yep.
I'm not out here on a TV. I'm not on some giant stage. I can walk to your front door right now and touch you.
Yep.
And show you that, yes, I understand the pain. I may not have gone through the exact thing that you've gone through, but I understand the pain that you're going through, and I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Because music saved my life.
Yeah.
Numerous times.
Yeah.
Like recently as well. Like there have been times like I want to do my shit in. Especially as an artist, like that's why we have to get it out so much.
You have to get it out, yeah.
Because like we are literally battling ourselves on a daily basis.
100%, 100%. And sometimes, like even for me, like there's some days where it's like, okay, I'll succeed this battle, but it's like a tactical move. You know what I mean? Because going back to letting go, like I'm one of those people where I need to like constantly be working all the time. Like I need to be doing something all the time.
Yes.
But because I'm always doing something, I never give myself time to relax.
Yes.
Right. And whenever I give myself time to relax, I'm always fighting this voice in my head, like, oh, you're lazy. Like there's stuff the sun is out. Like you could be doing something. You could be out here. But I'm like, just relax. Like I have this saying, like tranquilo, like, slow down. But it's like, and it's a battle. And then sometimes I just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll relax for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'll go do something. But this is still a relaxed day.
And it's the side effect of the technology and the combination of technology, the internet, grind culture, because I have the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like there are times I felt jealous and envious of my brothers, like that I'm watching them do their music because I'm stuck in this depression and I can't get out of it. And as much as I love watching them do what they do, it hurt me because I'm like, this is what I'm here for. Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
Why do I have to sit back and watch them? And I watched this 50 Cent thing Shout out 50 Cent, West Gray.
Shout out 50 Cent. Yeah, shout out West Gray as well.
That's West Gray's man. Like
Yeah.
he love him some 50. If you can't tell when he's on stage.
No, 100%.
But he just said this. He was on I think it was Jimmy Fallon, and he said, you know what? He said, especially when you're in a group doing music, he said you have to be okay with waiting your turn.
Yeah.
You have to be, he said, it's not always going to be your turn, especially if there's a large group of people. It's not always going to be your turn, and that is okay.
Yeah. So some days you have to be the one helping other people, like we were saying before the podcast started. But some days it's your turn to just be the helper, the side character, whatever you want to call it, and play your role. You know, maybe you're not the point guard, but you got to pass the ball, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when there are some plays that when the ball comes to you and it's like, all right, now it's my turn, and you get to shine your light and do whatever it is you do, right?
You know.
I did want to go back. You mentioned that you started doing this gratitude. Do you feel like doing the gratitude practice and, writing down a few things that you're grateful for really helped you out of this slump?
Oh, absolutely.
That you were in. Yeah.
One of the things I'm here to tell you, the universe. She, they, them, whatever you call it. They
Optimus
love
Prime.
Gratitude.
Yes.
Love it. And the moment you are genuinely grateful for what you have,
Yeah.
it's like blinders come off.
Really?
It was like I literally woke up. I went to sleep one night and I was just crying. And this was like the nastiest, most disgusting, snotty.
Yeah.
It was one of them girl cries where, you just like one of them kid cries, I want my mom.
Yeah.
Type shit. And I said that. I was like, I want my mom. Like, I don't want to feel this pain no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I get so passionate about it. And like, people look at me. And when I talk about pain and stuff like that, like it tears up in my eyes because I still feel it.
Yeah.
When I talk about it, I still feel it.
Yep.
No matter how many songs I write, I still feel it. There's a lot I've been through in my life.
Yep.
I've been through a lot of heavy love. I have loved. I have lost. I have loved and lost again.
Yep.
I've been on adventures. I always tell people, my life has been a movie.
Yeah.
If anything happened to me today, I got songs y'all still gonna hear.
Yep.
My life has been a movie. I'm living my dreams. If anything happens to me today, you know what? Let's go. We 10 toes down, 6 feet in the ground.
That's how, honestly, I think with that kind of mindset, that's another part of like letting go. You know what I mean? Let's go. Just 10 toes down, fuck it. Just live the dream.
It. And you have to be for yourself.
Yeah.
Because even in a group dynamic, we're all still individuals.
100%.
Like, people love us for what we do individually, but also what we do collectively. But that individual part will always speak to them just a little bit more.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful thing. Like, you watch DNA.
Yes.
And how they've, their album, has, I'm sure, transformed, so many minds. Like when we walk into rooms, like, people recognize West Gray.
When you guys pull up, like, one of the things that, I always say, like, I love when I go to an event and I see you guys pull up, like, the whole squad, and everyone, you know what I mean? Like,
and we love doing it.
It's one of the best things to see. And, and then not only are you guys, your own artist, but then there's that agreement, like, we're all in this together. We show up, we ride together. Like, I take inspiration from that.
Like, one of my biggest things, I have many mantras that I live by, but one of them is we rise together. Because I was watching a motivational video the other day. Yeah. That's also one of the things I do in the morning. Yeah. I don't listen to news. I don't listen to none of that.
I'll listen to the news anytime.
I gotta put positive shit, or I gotta sit with me, because it starts the day good. Yeah. Because people out here do not give a fuck about you. And a lot of days it be your own people. Yeah. As black folks, unfortunately we sorely understand.
I know.
But the beautiful thing about right now is the frequency is changing.
Oh, 100%. And
it's like, I feel like that 100-year-old lady that saw the first black president. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about hip hop right now. Yeah. Like, and another thing, I'm gonna lean real close.
Yeah, lean in.
Y'all kids coming up in this game and not knowing your history about a craft that a lot of us love so much, the level of disrespect. If you don't even know the bare minimum and the basics of hip hop, please do not ask to collab with me. Yeah. Because it's not going to happen. Because what you have to understand, if you have a problem with me voicing my blackness, do not ask to collab with me. Because it is who I am, it is a part of what I am, and it is a part of why I create.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's one thing that I'm finding on the scene a lot. is I understand it's a everyone, has, their form to create and stuff, but there's also like this large group of people that we do this because we love it. Because if we didn't do this, we ain't got nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And you got all these kids coming out and they're like, well, if I don't do rap, I'm gonna do this. No, there is no plan B for us. There is no plan B.
Yeah.
It's music or bust.
Or as 50 would say, get rich or die trying.
That's it. That's it. And if I go out, I went out doing what I love.
You went out trying. You went out swinging. Yeah.
I'm not slaving away 17 hours for somebody else and not coming home and not working on my craft.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of these young kids, and I appreciate the hustle. But take a step back and understand why you're even hustling for it. What you're even, because you're going to be put in spaces where you were asked these questions by real OGs.
Yeah, and you better be ready.
They might not smack you on camera, but disrespect their craft, and they will come for you. This is not a game.
Yeah.
Music is heavy in us. And that's one thing I've realized in Hamilton, and I understand why. Like before, I thought I understood why.
Yeah.
But now I really, really understand. Now that I'm more in the music scene, and like, I get to be introduced, to all of these people through, and that's another thing. Like, I get to be introduced to all these other new artists through, these 4 other guys, that I get to play with. And because, they have their own taste in music.
Yeah.
So it's like, but to be able to collectively come together and be like, yo, I found my tribe and we about to do this. And like you said, we love showing up for people. Yeah. Like we went Pink Daytona did a show at the Kill Room. Shout out Pink Daytona.
Shout out.
Hey, 3 Hour Official, Breaker, shout out your boys. I see you guys doing your thing. They're heavy with it right now. But they went and did a show at the Kill Room and we all showed up. Yeah. And like we'll coordinate. We'll be like, what shirts are we wearing?
I know, that's what's so sick.
I told him, because I'm real militant in nature, and I'm like, bro, we got to look the part. Yeah. We can't, no more mismatching.
Who's got the red? Who's got the blue?
You know what I'm saying? Are we mismatching? Are we doing multicolors? What are we doing? We doing one solid black and gold, classic. So like, it's one of those things. And like, now it's a thing. Like, what are we wearing? We need to make sure we look good, because now that people know who we are, they're understanding that Day One is not just about music. We are not just artists. We are the brand. Yeah. We are our brands. You know what I'm saying? We are Day One. Yeah, you know exactly. We are Man of Skill. We are Angus the Guru. Yeah. We are GMT. That's Gary Made This, a.k.a. The Magician. At the Real West Gray. We are these people, but we're also,
yourselves.
All these subdivisions of people. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, everybody has different faces. I was in the shower and I had this epiphany. I was just thinking, and I was like, someone had said something to me one time about just like, you be you. But you have to understand that in the breakdown of that, there's so many yous inside of you.
100%.
Because you're not going to be the same way with your mom. Nope. And then go be the same way with your boys. Like, it's weird.
It is weird.
Like, I'm not, like me, I'm one of the, I'm the forefront female. Like we have other, ladies that are there to support us. Shout out to the ladies of Day One. We love you. We appreciate you. Yeah. Those are the ladies you see at the shows. Yeah. Getting the shots, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Getting the pictures, making sure that we look good. But like, you'll see me at shows. Like, I'm the mom. Like, I'm also the oldest in the group. Like, I'm the mom. Like, I'll look at the boys. The boys will be like, yo, get off me. I'm like, bro, you got fluff on your beard. We're not going to go out like that.
No, but it's true. And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you need people around you that are willing to do that. Like, I think stuff like that, just, hey, this is wrong, or maybe you need to do this a little bit different. Like, those kind of, I don't even like, just people, dynamic. Thank you. Like that dynamic around, and just once again, I think that the team aspect, the tribe aspect, is so important, and I think that's one of the things that like a lot of people are missing. Right? We don't have like a tribe. You know what I mean? We have like a fake tribe where we'll be like, oh well, I vote this or I vote this. Like, I call those like fake tribes, even though, whatever. But
you're just there because it's trending.
Exactly. But then there's real tribes where it's like, you have your 5, 6, 7 people, your homies, like your
inner
tribe,
circle.
The inner circle. And I think having that is so important, right? Because like you're saying, if you guys have the mentality of we rise, right? Yeah. And you're all working together, that's going to be way more beneficial than, the one guy that's maybe by himself and who knows what.
And that's the one thing that we also, I believe, at least for me, especially with the way we're literally stomping down on the city, like people don't understand that we all sat on the couch. There was a few of us, and was like, literally, it was just are we going to make this real?
Yeah.
And we all sat forward and said yes.
Yeah.
Had a meeting, you know what I'm saying? And literally, we are coming to, like, January 20th will be the anniversary of the first year that Day One it's
nice.
his first year as a full label.
That's crazy.
And to see, like, us just going from some kids on a couch to literally getting up and doing. We literally did a mini tour for 3 months. Did shows back to back to back.
Yeah.
When DNA dropped their album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
I remember. Yeah.
It was like back to back. Like I was like, is this tour life? Because I'm tired. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm trying to make sure I got time for this. You know, I'm trying to, take care of my woman at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a lot. But at the same time, that was one of those things. That was the seed that we planted, and now the seedling is broken ground. And now, don't get it twisted. When the seedling is broken ground, you still have to tend to it.
Oh, 100%.
Like for it to come to fruition.
Yeah.
So I think this is our tending to it.
Yeah.
So like the bond we have is unbreakable.
Yeah.
Like we argue like siblings.
Yeah.
Like literally, these are my brothers. Like I talk to them like I talk to my blood brothers. Like and that's another thing. Like I'm very militant about my stuff, and they are younger. And sometimes it is easier to get caught up. And I'll tell, tighten up.
Yep.
But that's another problem, is that we're starting to call each other out in front of whole groups of people. And that shit is not only disrespectful.
Yeah.
It is humiliating.
Yeah, that stuff should be kept inside the house.
If you have something going on with your people, pull them to the side.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, yo,
I'm one of those people.
my guy,
always pull them to the side.
You know
Never
what I'm
call
saying?
someone, because it doesn't even help to do that, right?
At all.
You might think it does in the moment, but when people call people out in front of like 30 people, not even 30, maybe 10, 5 or 2 other people that aren't part of the circle, it doesn't work that way.
Kevin Gates got a whole outro on one of his songs on his last album, the Super General. He was like, "You could have gave me that in the car, Dick. You didn't have to humiliate me in front of all these women and men."
There's no point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It just to add on, it goes so much further.
So much.
When you see that you're coming at it with respect, like, hey, I love you, but I have to say this.
Yes.
I don't have to say this in front of all these people because it's not for them. This is just
Yes.
for me and you, or specifically you, but I'm telling you this.
And at the same time, we also have to establish communication enough with our people, where our people are solid in knowing that we love them.
Yep.
And that I'm not coming at you from a place of malice or destructiveness or chaos.
Yep.
I'm literally watching you, brother. I love you. I don't want you to fail.
Yeah,
Because if I let you fail, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
You are not my brother. If I watch you slip and fall, get up, go down the same road again, I am not your friend. And I don't need to be in your circle. And that quarantine taught me a lot about myself and what I will not put up with.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Canada, I let Canada make me soft. I grew up in a place where you breathe wrong.
Yeah.
And it's liable to be your last day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I grew up in America.
Yep. America.
One of my coping mechanisms was telling people I was a poster child for hate crimes. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, I'm black, gay, foreign, and a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm biracial.
And in America.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people don't understand, like in black culture, dark-skinned people were made to feel so bad about the color of their skin, and it was done on purpose. Like if you read the Willie Lynch letter, it is literally a map of what the world looks like today. Like everything he wanted to happen happened.
Really?
Like if you read it, like it's literally a book.
What's the documents? Shout them out. I'm gonna look them up.
It's the Willie Lynch letter.
The Willie Lynch letter.
Literally, the nigga came from England. What a lot of people don't know, and why black people have such a hard problem with police, and indigenous, because police were created to control us. People don't know that when we first were brought over here, slaves and indigenous people were fighting back.
Makes sense. Yeah.
We were fighting back.
Yeah.
And Willie Lynch came over from England because their slave trade and everything was already set up.
Yeah.
They were solid. So they came over and gave them the blueprint.
Let me show y'all how to do
and
this
was like,
for real.
look, they running amok. What you need to do is you need to create a group of people in every city, every town that literally hunts them down.
Interesting. I didn't know about this.
And that's one of the things we have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Not only with each other, with our allies, with our counterparts,
Yeah.
because having these conversations with people, I've come to realize that Black people, Indigenous people, and a lot of immigrant people, we have a lot of the same problems.
100%.
And even some
100%.
and even some white people, we have a lot of the same problems. Like white people in the hood, we see you.
Yeah.
We don't really understand why you're there because we're confused. Because in America, it was literally that was given to us. That was all we had.
Yeah.
That's what you were given drugs, and this is it. Like the Cabrini Green projects, it was a project.
Yeah.
Literally built
Yeah.
as a project.
Yeah. See what happens.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens if we put all these Black folks and immigrants and Spanish people in these low income housing, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, this is working, so we're gonna make them pop up everywhere now.
Yeah.
And now you have hoods and ghettos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, especially with the hip hop culture, it's knowing what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I'm not just singing these lyrics; I live them.
Yeah, exactly.
I live them.
Yeah.
And for all of these kids and even some old heads posting on Instagram with your guns and your tats out and all that, that doesn't show me how much of a gangster you are. That shows me your privilege. That shows me how privileged you are, that the police are not going to knock on your door
Yeah.
because you might have had a gun on Instagram.
Yeah.
When I'm living in a town.
Did you listen to that new Drake song with 21 called Privileged Rappers?
Oh, all of them. I listen to, yo, he murdered that. He said, look, that last album, I was just playing with y'all. I just I needed to see.
Yeah.
I needed to see. But then he came back with this, and I was like, okay, here he is.
There it is.
Drizzy is back.
Yeah.
Drizzy Drake.
Yeah.
This is Drizzy.
Yeah.
That other stuff, this Kid's Bop Now that he just played,
Yeah.
like, I'm all about creating, but sometimes there's just some things you just shouldn't.
Yeah.
But then again, we always have to try.
Oh, 100%.
And that's one of the things that I loved, is that he tried. I respect him for trying.
Yeah.
He tried it, it didn't work.
Well, you know what? I respect anybody that's willing to go against, because you know how people say, like, your first impression sticks on people, right? So, like, a lot of people saw Drake as the singer, the rapper version of himself, but like you said earlier, we have many different faces.
Yes.
Right? So I like the fact that he went out and did, Honestly Nevermind, and it was like dance house-ish. Like the one of the songs
Definitely
that I really
90s, early 2000s
something.
vibe.
I don't know where to put it. I can't really
Most
call
definitely.
it. Shout out because I'm at it. I can't call it.
Hey, yo, shout out Brody, bruh. I love him. I love Because Design Matters. He's lit.
He's out here. He's
lit.
But I love the fact that he went out and tried it, because, that gives the green light to anybody else that maybe they want to try something that people might think of them as weird for trying. It's like, well, hey, they tried it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really hate.
Yeah.
And it's in the trying where you might find, that hit, that whatever. You know what I mean?
You never know.
But you never know until you try.
Some of like, and I often watch a lot of these like interviews with artists and stuff, and a lot of the songs that they hate, we love.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of art. They'll be like, yeah, like the DJ, they'll name the song, and they'll be like, man, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah.
And they're like, but it was #1 in the charts. I know, and I don't understand why. The song was trash.
Right.
But this one over here, I put my whole soul into this one. And what I love is you hear a single from an artist, and it's so catchy that you go look for the rest of their music.
Yeah.
And then you find those hidden gems.
Yeah.
You find these hidden gems, and they just hit you in the soul. Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. No,
This is crazy.
You know who we have the radio show on Thursdays, but after the radio show, there's this other show called The Weird Hour.
Yes.
Right? And they always have these gems. Like, they're just playing this one artist from Toronto, and I was like, yo, like, this is hard. You know what I mean? Never heard of this person. I go to the Shazam, it's like 25 Shazams. I'm like, how do you even know of this person? You know what I mean?
Like, what? And it's like, holy.
But it's so good, and definitely, like, it just, when you're listening to it, it's like, whew. It's just,
and that's the beautiful thing that I'm finding about, like, artistry and creativity. Like I was saying, I showed you that reel earlier. Like, I made a reel today. I like to do these reels featuring the artists.
Yes.
Like, local artists. Like, not like mainstream. Like, if you're on a record label, that's great, cool, wonderful. But I'm for the streets.
Yeah.
I want those artists that don't have a record label. I want that kid sitting in his basement.
Yeah. Or recording on their phone, like how you were saying before.
Recording, on their phone. That shows me that drive.
Yeah.
Like being able to be in places with other artists, creatively, has been such a blessing.
100%.
Like, I got a new album coming, and it's called Done in the Dark.
Okay.
Because that's literally where I did all my work. It was at night in the dark. I
Yeah.
cried.
Yeah.
I lay there, and for me, the concept of the album is I'm sitting with my boys. We're in the studio. I'm sitting with my people, and I'm finally laying it all out.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't talked to them. I disappeared. I had to go away to find myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm coming, and it's it's the first time we've seen each other in a whole minute, and this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My boys look at me, they was like, yo, where you at? What's going on? So all of these songs will explain to them.
Yeah.
But what I also decided to do, because I'm finding I love this city a lot.
Yeah.
Is I decided it's going to be a collab album.
So
there may be one song that doesn't have a collab. 2 songs.
Okay.
That doesn't have a collab, and that's only because I can tell those. Like, one of the songs is called My Story.
Yeah.
And that's, I can't have a collab. You can't tell my story.
Yeah, 100%.
And then there's another song that only I can explain.
Yep.
But like, I have a lot of stuff. And for me personally, I'm taking my time with it because I understand my purpose now. I understand my mission.
Yeah.
And I understand a level of greatness.
Yeah.
Like, my consequences will always be heavier because my mission is heavier.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mission is more than me.
Oh,
Day One's mission is more than the artist that you see before you. Like, we want to create a space that there's no excuse for the kids that are out in the streets getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to have facets in places where we can bring everyone creatively. If you're a graffiti artist, there's a space for you.
Yeah.
If you're just an artist, you want to come paint, there's a space for you.
Well,
and get kids out of the street.
That's one of the reasons why I love this space, and I'm so grateful for Dope Chief for allowing us to use this space, because that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, we have this awesome
this is fire, by the way,
behind us, but this whole studio is open to artists to come in, and so we have some photographers. Shout out Vaughn. He comes in, he shoots stuff. He's working on his own clothing line, which
this shit is lit.
It's coming out lit, and then it's spaces like this where it's important, as Dope Chief says, to foster creation.
Yes,
you know what I mean, and you don't have to. One of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast and my production stuff is because I want to be able to show people, like, you don't gotta be like, drilling and doing all these things and to make it. You know what I mean? Like, that's one way of making it, but it's not the only way.
I always tell people, like, especially kids that come up to me, find your pocket. There's a pocket for everybody.
Yeah.
The one thing that kept me from doing music for so long is everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing music.
Yeah.
But then the universe smacked me in the face during quarantine and said, but nobody does it like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Nobody does your music the way that you do.
Yes,
Nobody delivers your message the way that you do.
Exactly.
And one of the things that has been also promptly animated in my life is I'm an amazing storyteller. I'm very animated. I'm very much like, I want to bring you in the room with me. And that's another thing on this album. Like, this is an album, like, we're sitting talking like this. Like, me and the boys, we're all in the studio. And my guys, this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
And we're talking.
Yeah.
But I've also got other artists on there who's like, yo, I'm going through this too. Like, some of the songs on there, like, I got one called Shadow Work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to have a feature on it. Growing Pains. That one's, going to be a triple feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're putting on for the city. Like, I might even add songs so that I can add artists.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to collab, slide in my DMs. We got until February.
Shout out the IG again.
Gang. I godessbodyvirgo88.
There you
Let's go.
All right, so we're at the 40-minute mark. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your spiritual side of things, because this is
bruh. I don't think we got on a whole.
That's what
it's a huge staple.
Yeah,
it changed my life.
Okay, tell me about your journey. Like,
my awakening started with my mom.
Okay,
so I moved to BC. I moved here because where I lived, I was either going to end up dead or in jail, and I knew it. Literally, my grade 10 year, I attended more funerals than I did parties.
Damn.
Like, and that's
Yeah.
like, that's real life shit for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a game.
Yeah.
And so I came up, I thought, you know, go to Ottawa. So I was like, all right, I get to Ottawa. Ottawa is just another repeat because I wasn't mentally prepared for Ottawa. But Ottawa was something I had to go through.
Yeah.
So then I moved to BC. And I was trying to take care of everyone else. And then something happened. There was a moment that happened with my brother. And I was like, yo, this is my own family. Like my blood. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I got on the phone with my mom. And I was in tears. And I didn't understand what was happening. And I'm like, Mama, this is my brother. Like, you cut me. You cut him. I bleed.
Yeah.
And she said, baby, in her southern accent, she said, baby, I love you. She said, but Mama gonna be real honest with you right now. My mom, I used to be what my mom calls a stage 5 runner.
A stage 5
runner. So anytime anything in my life would go wrong, I just change location. Not thinking.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, baby, anytime anything in your life go wrong, you change location. But you forget that the problems, the emotions, they follow you. You can change a location.
Yeah.
But if you don't handle what's inside you,
Yeah.
she's and one of the things she said to me, she said, all this stuff going wrong in your life and you keep running, what's the common denominator? And I couldn't even see it. She had to tell me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what. She said, baby, I love you, but it's you. And that shit hit me
Yeah.
like a fucking arrow.
Yeah.
Like my whole body said, whoom.
Yeah. It's like,
And I said, like my own mama told me that.
yeah.
Like you are fucking up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, my mama didn't raise no bitch.
Yep.
So after I cried, I let it out.
Yep.
I said, well, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So I woke up the next morning. I just so happened to have the day off.
Yeah.
And I'd listened to a video the night before that was like, the first thing you do when you get up in your morning is make your bed. So I was like, start there.
Yeah.
Start right there.
Yeah.
Just make it a habit.
Yeah.
Every morning you get up, make your bed.
Yeah.
So I wake up the next morning, make my bed. And there was a spiritual store, literally not even a 5-minute walk from me.
Really?
And it was just literally a small town.
Yeah.
Population black people.
Yeah.
Me and my brother and this one other tall kid.
I grew up in one of those towns. So
And,
population, me and my brother.
like we were like the poster children for Black Pride. I was like, wait a minute.
100%. Yeah.
We often joke about that. We were like, in Texas, we were too white to be black, but here we're the poster child.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, what are we gonna do today? And the sun was shining. It was a beautiful day, and I had this giant window in my apartment that looked out on the front of the little town, which was really cool because we were right center of downtown.
Yeah.
So I said, let's just go for a walk.
Yeah.
And there's a spiritual store, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna let go. I'm just gonna let my legs take me where they go.
Yep.
And they took me to the spiritual store, and I walked in there, and I stood in the doorway at first. It was super busy, and I'm standing there, and the lady sees me. She was actually talking to somebody, and it was like she was waiting for me because like she was talking. And then her eyes beelined it right to mine. Boom. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, me?
There's no behind you.
And she looks at me and she tells the lady, she said, you know, have a nice, and then she comes over and she said, hey, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
And I was like, to be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea why I'm here.
Yeah.
She said, that's amazing. And I looked at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she said, okay. So walk around the store, whatever resonates with you.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
If you pick it up and it doesn't resonate anymore, put it down.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was in that store for 3 hours.
Wow.
Walking around.
Yeah.
And I kept walking past this book, Aligning Your Chakras.
Mm.
And I was like, I kept picking it up and putting it back down.
Yeah.
And she saw me. So she was like, pick up the book.
Yeah.
And I looked at it. I was like, all right. And she was like, I was like, the price though, because I was still living check to check. I was like, the price? She was like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
50% off for you. I was like,
Wow.
what?
Wow.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it started talking about meditation, and I started reading
Yeah.
what it looks like when your chakras are out of whack and when
Yeah.
they're not aligned.
Yeah.
Bruh, my entire existence.
Yeah.
I was literally every single sentence in the book
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
of
yeah.
an unaligned person.
Yeah.
I was angry at the world. I thought the world owed me something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never had a safe place to go in the world because I was too white to be black. I was too black to be white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only safe place I ever had was home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm angry at the world. I'm like, the world, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I want to kill myself and I'm all this. And then all of it, I didn't know what to do. And a lot of the times I find because we're humans, we need to put a label on it. We need to put something to it.
Yeah.
And this book put something to all the chaos in my life.
Yeah.
I'm just unaligned.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I'm just unaligned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is all I gotta do to get.
Yeah.
But then you start doing it and you're like, I don't wanna do this. You get really fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of nights of like snotty nose crying and screaming and, you know what I'm saying, wanting to die and feeling like your heart is being ripped out of your chest and feeling like your chakras are being fucking pulled through your body. Like you feel it. And it hurts.
Yep. Yeah.
When you're out of alignment like that, it hurts to be, because it's, you got to figure like physically, it's like your body is literally got to pull you back into alignment.
Yeah.
When you're so used to walking like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But your body is trying to pull you back like this, it's going to hurt and it's going to be uncomfortable for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But thankfully, you know, I had good people in my life that, you know, the universe has placed in my life just so for those moments.
Yeah.
And some of those people aren't with me today.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to understand happiness and peace is a journey, not a destination. And not everybody is going to ride with you.
Yeah.
Think of it as a bus. There are stops people have to get off.
Yep. Yep.
And there are stops people won't get back on.
Yeah.
And we have to come to terms with that and be okay with understanding that, one, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
We live in a culture where everyone's like, you have to be happy.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's okay to fucking be sad.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel your emotions because I am a firm believer that the universe placed every single thing inside us purposefully.
Oh, 100%.
Fear has a purpose.
Yeah.
Duality has a purpose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lack has a purpose.
Yeah.
All of these things, depression, all of it. You know, one of my favorite quotes is by Jim Carrey. He says, depression is your avatar telling you, I don't want to live this way no more. It's literally your body telling you.
Yeah.
I can't get out of bed because you're doing shit that doesn't align with me.
Yeah.
And so now you've been doing it so long, now I'm not going to get up.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
Your body is literally working against you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, so finding that spiritual journey, I lived in BC for 1.5 years and it hit the new year and something was calling me back to the East Coast.
Okay.
Ottawa specifically.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess because it was familiar to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I went back to Ottawa. I meditated on it and I came out of my meditation on New Year's sober as a Doberman. And I was like, where should I go? Should I stay in BC or should I go to Ottawa? And one thing when I opened my eyes, it said Ottawa. So I came back and now I understand why I came back.
Yeah.
I understood that this is why. It took me a couple years to get here, but I understood this is why.
Yeah.
And Day One is my tribe, and it's put me in beautiful places. You know, shout out my guys 07.
Yeah.
You know? Shout out my guys VHS out there, Upper James, Exotic Snack Shop. Let's go.
Shout out. Shout out.
And, excuse me. And, you know, it's put me in beautiful places like, you know, being able to be here with you.
Yeah. And I agree. Like those processes, like you said, you know, being happy is not a destination; it's a journey. I think a lot of people get stuck in trying to be happy all the time.
Yes.
And in the trying to be happy all the time, they're sad all the time because they're not
because they
currently happy.
They think it's a scavenger hunt. I have to, if I go over here and do this and get this job, then I'm going to be happy.
Yeah, but then you get that job and then it's like, well, I'm not happy. Now I got to do something else.
And I'm here to tell you, I live check to check. I do music. And there are some days I don't know if I'm going to eat, but I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I'm at the most peace I've ever been in my life.
Preach.
So don't ever, if I could leave y'all with anything, don't ever do anything for money. Do it because you love it.
100%.
Because what's going to happen is that when you do it, when you love it, the universe, God, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Confucius, whoever you believe in, is going to make a way for you. The moment you truly decide to do what you want to do and be like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Yeah. The universe will be like, bet, that's what I've been waiting for.
Exactly.
The universe is literally sitting here tapping his foot like your mom, like,
just
can
been
we
waiting.
just, can you It's right here in front of you. Can you just do it, please? Stop letting the kids give you the drugs. Can you just fucking do it here, please?
Yeah.
Kind of one of those things. So when you finally do that, the universe is like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
About time. Shit.
About damn time.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So to close out this episode, I know you mentioned that you write a few things that you're grateful for. At the end of these episodes, I like to just ask the guests, like, what are 2 things that you're grateful for today?
I am grateful for this moment.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for day one.
Ooh, there we go. You heard it here. Grateful for the moment and grateful for day one. Thank you so much. It's been a great episode.
Love
I
you, brother.
appreciate the conversation. All your links, and is there any social media you want to shout out one last time before we close out?
Everything is godessbodyvirgo88 with underscore, without underscore. You'll see my face.
There
you know
we
it.
go. Link is down in the description below. And I'm going to go ahead and play this outro music. Until the next time, peace.
Further.
I'm sorry.
You said my skills extend farther than the basketball court. Farther relates to distance. Further is a definition of degree. You should have said further.